Good afternoon, guys. It just feels like literally 5 minutes ago that I ended a vlog. That's because it was. We're still on the same day. We've just come back from the vlog doing Node Court. It's an old dairy place called Caldicott. On the way back, this was our backup for if something was to go wrong there, if we was to get turfed off within 5 minutes, etc. But we thought, sod it, we're added to the vlog anyway. So welcome to a place called Preston, which is on the border of Hitchin in Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, Oxfordshire. I'm not sure what Hitchin is. I think it might be Bedfordshire. Joining me again, we have Adventures of Paul. If he wasn't joining me, he would have been left back there at the site. So I've dragged him along with me. Apparently, we may have walked across the field as opposed to going the full length of the trail behind us. But never mind. We're here to see Minsden Chapel. It's a haunted chapel which goes back to the 14th century, abandoned in the 18th century because it was crumbling, and I think it's just on the corner here, so let's go and have a look, guys. There we go, it just comes into full view now. This used to be surrounded by the trees, but they've really cleaned up and they've done basically what they call hard capping. So they go in and they put modern brickwork in amongst the structure and cap the tops so the whole structure does not collapse in on itself and is there for future generations to enjoy. This is what it used to look like to your left here, in amongst the foliage and the trees, etc. To the right is the modern version. What they've done, as I said, they've hard capped it, so that happened in late 2022. And it does look a fascinating place. It is apparently haunted. Whether that is true or not, I'm not sure. Supposedly there are stories of at least one child and a couple of monks. So let's have a closer look. So this is what I mean by hard capping. They put a layer of concrete in amongst the wall section. Some of the original stonework they'll shore up, and you'll see probably brickwork in amongst it which would look out of place. It's not for the effect of anything, it's just to make the structure pretty sound. Here you go, more modern brickwork amongst it. This is a place of an elaborate hoax that took place in, I believe it was 1907. A local photographer come along, position himself, I believe, in this wooded area here, pointing up towards the chapel, and took a photograph with a spooky apparition, as he called it. There was a monk he believed to be standing here as he took the shot from in there. Obviously staged, couldn't be proved then at the time, and that become urban legend and folklore for many a year. You know what, guys, I don't know. Do I like the modern, the fact that they've shored this up, or would it have been better a little bit left? If it was left, obviously it would have totally collapsed in on itself by now. So we do have some ruins that should forever be here for everyone to enjoy. I believe that they stopped marriages here, something in the perhaps the 17th, maybe even the 16th century. A marriage was to be performed here, and some of the masonry, the rocks, etc., they fell down and knocked the prayer book out of the bride-to-be's hand. So it's had spooky vibes ever since. We even have here, as I said, now it's safe, I can walk over. We even have a tomb. Very hard to see the tomb. This Reginald Hine, I believe he's one of the ones who is supposed to, he's a historian, but he's believed that when he died he said he would forever haunt the place. How true that is, I'm not sure. But it's great that it is still here, not ruined at all, just left at peace.
You can see that, boys.
It is actually quite big. There's a small chapel I went to recently, abandoned on top of a hill by Millbrook, and that would quite comfortably fit in this small court area here. I don't know, what's your opinion? I know there's a lot of guys there, or out there should I say, who also do a similar sort of explores. Do you like the modern aspect of it where it's been preserved, or would you prefer it was left in ruins? But unfortunately that means at some point you were just left with a pile of rock and flint, because obviously you can see that's what it was a hollow. None of this brick was here at all, and that was just left standing by itself. Eventually that would have collapsed in on itself. It's a lot of work. It's probably be a big investment to get this done, and I just thought, yeah, something pleasant to add to it. So this Minsden Chapel, just south of Preston, near Hitchin. I believe this goes back to sort of, not so much yesteryear, but before this was shored up, there were people that would come out here, your people who would pretty much tell the stories, the ghost stories, and they would camp here. They would put up tents within the vicinity. I think people that were sleeping rough even took it as a point where they would gain some sort of sanctuary from the element and the weather, because as I said, obviously this area where the foliage is on the outside, that was much more built up, probably to at least the height of the walls in some places, creepers over the walls, etc. And I said, if I walk down a little bit into the wooded area down here, you'll see that it's out of the way, out of public viewing, so to speak. What a truly fascinating and beautiful place to tell a ghost story. As I said, stories of monks, stories of young children, the guy Reginald himself who turned around and said he would haunt everyone forever and a day when he died and was interned here. But it's a fascinating find. Anyway guys, thank you very much for joining us again. Don't forget to check out Adventures of Paul, his channel. It has been a fantastic day to explore some ruins, the old derelict dairy farm. Really enjoyed it. I hope Paul has too. Yep. And with that guys, we'll see you in the movies. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye for now.